Chicago's favorite, WLS.
Prisons have a new chair that does a cavity search while you're sitting in it.
They should make all airline seats like that.
Roe and Gary, weekdays 2 to 6 p.m. on News Talk 890 WLS.
8:39, 21 until 9 o'clock with Don Wade and Roma. You know, there's so much goofiness in the news, and I thought one of the things that was goofiest was a movie actor who wasn't elected governor, but he wanted to talk about the new governor of California. Ben Affleck had some not-so-nice things to say about California's governor-elect. Can we hear Ben Affleck?
Here we are now at the dawn of the Schwartznegger era in American politics. Which does this seem like the decline of the Roman Empire? Does that strike? And then a beast with eyes of fire will rise from the sea, and the Schwartznegger will govern. And you're like, what's next? There you go. I hope I don't get a speeding ticket in California now. There goes. And I may need a pardon one day. Yeah.
You know, this is really fascinating. Ben Affleck attacking essentially the voters of California, because to diss Arnold is really to diss the voters, the citizens of California. And it's fascinating that he would find the voters of California to be so at fault, incapable of making a decent choice of a leader.
But he is a very bright guy, see, Don. He and Matt Damon, aren't they the Harvard script writing young creatives? I mean, considers himself.
All right, he ridicules the voters of California for picking Arnold as their governor. Keep in mind that Ben Affleck, the really brilliant young Ben Affleck, he picked J-Lo as his mate. So I'll tell you what, as far as brilliance, I'll go with the people of California before somebody who picks J-Lo as his bride. Okay, so there's a little bit of politics that's goofy. Another part of it that's really, this is getting to be almost on the joke level, and that is General Wesley Clark. This is not the Pulaski dinner speech. Time magazine actually has come up with another date and a piece of tape of General Wesley Clark. This was on January 22nd. I understand Wesley Clark is a candidate for the Democratic nomination, right? He's a Democrat. And General Wesley Clark on January 22nd of 2002 said this.
I tremendously admire, and I think we all should, the great work done by our Commander-in-Chief, our President, George Bush.
You know, that's going to be very difficult for Wesley Clark to go forward. But hold on, Mark. Mark's on the line in Wakanda. Hi, Mark.
Hi.
Welcome to WLS.
Hey, Mark. Good morning.
How you doing? Yeah, I just wanted to make one comment about Affleck, and that was it's one word, Don. That word is jiggly. This guy appears in the probably the biggest flop since I can't remember when, and now he's a political commentator. Maybe he wants to compare box office with Arnold.
Geely versus the Terminator.
That was at Heaven's Gate or something. Was one of the last ones I can think of that was as big a bomb.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mark. Let's see.
I've forgotten about Geely. How quickly we forget.
Yeah. All right, we got to get. I want to go to the Ted Kennedy comment. This is last Thursday. Last Thursday, Senator Ted Kennedy, in a speech to the Senate, on the Senate floor. Here's Ted.
Week after week after week after week, we were told lie after lie after lie after lie. The president's war has been revealed as mindless, needless, senseless, reckless. The American people all know this. Our allies know it. Our soldiers know it.
On Fox News Sunday, our Secretary of State, Colin Powell, was asked to react to that statement by Senator Ted Kennedy, and Colin Powell said,
I totally disagree with Senator Kennedy. The president did not lie week after week after week. And the American people know better. The American people know better and are demonstrating they know better by their support for the president's policies. And I don't think it's accurate to say that our allies feel that as well. There are 32 nations standing alongside us in Iraq now. I don't think they'd be standing alongside us if they didn't think they were doing the right thing. If they didn't think that this was a noble cause that got rid of a horrible regime, a horrible dictator who had gassed people in the past, and we didn't want to take the chance that he would gas them, expose them to biological weapons, or if given the chance, reconstitute his nuclear weapons program. He never lost that intent. And so I disagree with the senator, and I think that we should be proud of what our young men and women have done, are doing in the Gulf now, in Baghdad now, throughout Iraq now. And such comments, it seems to me, don't support us in that effort to support them and to rally the international community. We got a unanimous UN resolution this week. There are some nations who had some reservations about that resolution, but nevertheless voted for it. And we now have the entire international community aligned with our policy of gradually, but as fast as we can, nevertheless in a gradual way, restoring sovereignty to the people of Iraq and coming home as fast as we can. But we're going to do it right. And when we have done it right, Iraq will be a better country living in peace with its neighbors. No one will have to have any future debates about weapons of mass destruction, because it'll be a government elected by the people who have no such interest in threatening its neighbors or developing such weapons of mass destruction or creating mass graves or being a source of instability throughout the region and a possible source of such weapons of mass destruction for terrorists to acquire.
That is a fine gentleman with a fine answer to a man who was just completely lost his marbles ever since the day that his Buick overturned in Chappaquiddick, and he killed Mary Jo Kopechne and ran from the scene and got a bunch of lawyers to try to get him away from any responsibility.
You just can't resist.
No, I can't resist. But when Ted Kennedy opens his mouth and starts talking about lying, you tell me that the morning following Chappaquiddick, that liar, look it up in the dictionary, there's Ted Kennedy's face.
Let's talk to Dave on 355. Good morning, Dave. Welcome.
Yes, good morning, Donna, Roma. How are you today?
Great.
Good. I guess my only comment is I'm constantly amazed at how much weight the American public puts on these blithering idiots who spouse this garbage about things they know nothing of. And that is Ben Affleck. I mean, why would anyone put any value into anything this guy has to say? I have more value in my plumber, who actually does something on a semi-regular basis that has value to my life. It's just ridiculous. It's just getting beyond bizarre that these guys come out of the woodwork and start spewing this garbage about things they have absolutely no knowledge of.